In a modest home nestled among sprawling fields, Daniel, the youngest son, often found himself lost in dreams far grander than his surroundings would suggest. The walls echoed with laughter and the sounds of hard work, as his older brothers toiled in the grueling sun, hauling heavy loads in the construction and trucking industries. Their hands, calloused and worn, spoke of sweat and labor, attributes that their father revered deeply. But Daniel was different. He held a quiet confidence that twinkled in his eyes, a promise of something more. He was not arrogant, rather he was a dreamer, with visions of businesses buzzing with life and opportunities singing like the rustling leaves in the wind. One night, as the moonlight filtered through his window, Daniel had a dream that felt more like a calling. He stood in an endless field where his brother's labor-worn tools bowed to his ambitions, while stars, bright and shining, circled above him like a celestial crown. Yet, when he shared his dreams with his brothers, their laughter pierced through him like a cold wind. "So you think you're going to rule over us one day?" one brother snapped, his voice laced with resentment. Another added, "You think you're better than us just because Dad favors you." Their mockery was a bitter pill to swallow, but beneath their laughter lay a festering envy that threatened to consume them. One fateful day, their jealousy reached a boiling point. Daniel's father, seeing his son's potential, asked him to check on his brothers at work, unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface. As Daniel approached, his brothers whispered plans of betrayal, the shadows of their hearts manifesting into a malevolent scheme. "Let's just make sure he disappears," the oldest muttered, a flicker of conscience still lighting his eyes. In a dark alley, they ambushed Daniel, their fists raining down like a summer storm. They threw him into an abandoned construction pit, tearing his clothes and breaking his spirit, his cries for help swallowed by the desolation around him. When a passing truck came by, they pulled him from the pit, handing him over to a shady labor contractor, erasing their brother from their lives as though he were a mere inconvenience. Back home, they wove a web of lies, painting Daniel as the victim of an attack, while their father wept, mourning a son he believed lost forever. Daniel was thrust into a world unfamiliar. Taken across the country to a bustling city, he transformed from a favored son to a nameless laborer, scrubbing floors in a corporate office, invisible to the executives who walked over his dreams. But even in the darkest hours, his light shone through. His managers took notice of his honesty, diligence, and uncanny problem-solving skills. Promotions followed, lifting him from the grime of janitorial work to managing logistics, a role he embraced with vigor. Just as stability seemed within reach, a new storm brewed. The senior manager's wife, captivated by Daniel's earnestness, made advances that he steadfastly rejected. In her fury, she accused him of misconduct, leading to his disgrace and dismissal. Once again, the dreamer found himself in a pit, this time a figurative one that threatened to suffocate his aspirations. Months turned into years, as Daniel traversed the rocky path of odd jobs, his hope flickering, but never extinguished. He believed in his purpose, even when clarity eluded him. Then, an unexpected opportunity arose at a small startup, where he overheard executives fretting over a crippling forecasting error that could lead to collapse. Timid but determined, Daniel offered a solution. Skepticism filled the air, but desperation paved his way. To everyone's astonishment, his plan not only salvaged the company, but positioned it for unprecedented growth. Word of his brilliance spread like wildfire. He was promoted, climbing the corporate ladder with grace and wisdom until he stood before the CEO himself, a man now entrusted with crucial decisions. Daniel transformed from the boy in the pit to the man in the palace, overseeing operations that kept the company alive during turbulent economic times. Years later, as fortune turned fickle, his brother's businesses back home crumbled under the weight of a recession. Desperation clawed at their hearts, leading them to seek help from the very corporation Daniel now commanded. They stepped into the boardroom, cloaked in the garb of humility, unrecognizable amidst the sharp suits and polished demeanor of their once favored brother. Daniel, however, recognized them instantly. The very brothers who had betrayed him now stood before him, their faces etched with regret. He could have sent them away, could have lashed out with the pain they had inflicted on him. Instead, he excused himself, stepping into another room to gather his emotions, tears mingling with the weight of his journey. Returning, his voice trembled as he revealed his identity. "I'm Daniel, your brother." Horror washed over their faces as the memories of their betrayal flooded back. But instead of vengeance, Daniel spoke with kindness. "Don't be afraid. What you meant for harm, God turned for good. Because of everything I went through, I am now in a position to save you." In that moment, the dreamer's destiny unfolded, not in rising above them, but in lifting them from their despair. Forgiveness flowed through him, provision replacing punishment, as he offered them a chance for redemption. Daniel's story became a testament to the enduring power of hope, resilience, and the belief that true greatness lies not in power over others, but in the grace to uplift those in need.